At this moment, remember that we were called, please put it back. When they fell down to worship in heaven, they were recognizing one tribe, one race, one church, not one fragmented and divided. We were called out of all that to form his body, to form his church. And as it is in heaven, so must it be here on earth. As it is in heaven, so must it be now in Nigeria. If we're going to enter our prophetic destiny in God. Now, will I still be loyal to my denomination? Yes. But while I'm committed to my church, committed to my denomination, I must have kingdom nationalism. I must have a consciousness of the kingdom. It is higher. The other ones are parts. Are the ingredients that makes the whole body. I'll give you an example. There are characteristics of kingdom nationalism, even in ministry, even in leadership. For example, I don't believe that the resources, I'm just giving an example, the money God gives Dominion City is only for Dominion City. So we have large chunks of funds dedicated to financing other ministries. Let me give you an example. If a ministry is located in town and there are more resources available, do you know that there are people laboring in villages and in mission field where things are tough? In my house, we have a couple of family values. One of them is you don't waste food. You don't do that. Me and my wife had to finally reach that perfect understanding. You don't do that. Just because we are blessed with opportunity to receive more gifts than a few, maybe one or two other person. People can give us this, give us that. Does not mean that we should all keep them. When I made a law, I passed and I put it in writing. There is only 10% of what I have that will go to my children. There was frowning of face in my house for some weeks. But I turned that to Bible study until they understood. What are they doing with that? We don't need too much. We don't. The prosperity message must be balanced by stewardship. Because the judgment seat of Christ is about stewardship. We are going to give account of everything. So why should you be wasting food when somebody else is going to bed without food? God blesses you. Your church has built your project. You've done your building and all that. There should be more money being given away to help finance soldiers that are in the forefront. Kingdom nationalism will unlock the wealth that is tied up in the body of Christ in Nigeria. The kind of wealth tied up, especially in city centers. City centers. In certain major cities. Money that will be used to unlock God's missionary movement across the continent of Africa. And I won't care what your denomination is. What I want to know is what are you doing? How is it affecting the expansion of our King's vision and the expansion of his kingdom? And I see that you are a committed soldier and you are fighting. Your sword is placed in the defense of his mission. That automatically attracts that I make you my prayer project and I make you my financial project. There are many ways to assess whether you have kingdom patriotism. Is your prayer only for yourself? If you still live in the world of only for yourself, your budget is only for yourself, you have a long way to go. Then if you come to your church, your budget is only for your church, your whole dream is only for your church, your prayer is only for your church, you have a long way to go in leadership. And then you come to the society, Your whole dream is only for your tribe. It's only for where your boss. It's only for your own whatever. You have a long way to go. Jesus did not only die for the Jews, he dies for the world. Okay, let's get to the subject of ownership. Okay, I'm seeing something. Yeah, because I'm watching. The clock is a very important thing. Brother Mike, Meanwhile, I need to honor Brother Mike. He's not only my boss in the mission world, he's also the one that first brought me the bridge to, bring me to Apostle Samson. So these days, he brought me first. Now I'm the one that bring him back to Ibadan. Anytime I say, you are coming, he say, I say, no, if you are not going, I'm not going. He will say, okay, sir. I'm glad to be in your base, where you grew up. God bless you, sir. Please help me to be watching the time. Okay, back on my assignment. Because of this understanding, where I was born from, there are cultural, uniqueness. Just like every other culture have their uniqueness. All culture have strengths and weaknesses. There are weaknesses in the culture. There are strengths in it. But I don't have any problem prostrating. I was to speak to the traditional leaders of my community. And I was speaking. And they literally had to whisk me out of the pulpit to go. Because these men have been waiting. The whole traditional. And I got there 2 hours late. And when I got there, because God has helped me with a few things, I did a few social projects to the community. So they want to give me honor like one of their honorable sons from the community. When they say a prophet is not honored in his home base, days are coming when the same Jews will honor their Messiah. Jesus, I'm talking about Jesus. Yeah, they honor after you have succeeded. So I did certain projects for them. And they were trying to give me an honor. But I came late. So I walked in. These are elders. These are my fathers. And one of the things the Lord taught me that I should be modeling in my own culture is honor for elders. And I have taken it as a personal project. And I have to come beyond culture and come here and let it for you guys. At least the physical exhibition of it. Because I'm not limited. So, you know what happened? All of them stood up. Elders. To welcome me. Plus the fact that I came late. Do you know what I did? I went prostrate on the floor. The man came, he was begging me to get up. I said, no. Where I come from, they greet kings like this. Especially if you have small money, you buy them a few things, you think it's now opportunity that they are your mate. They are not your mate, or they are not my mates. These are my elders. And God told me, you want to change the next generation. I want you not only to teach it, live it. Demonstrate it. They are watching. I went flat on the floor. And the entourage that came with me, they were all shocked. They were all looking at me like this. Of course, when we left that place, because we went back to the program that we came from, some of them were ministers of the gospel. They were asking me, is it right? How can you, a man of God, come and bow down before the traditional? I said, haven't you studied Abraham? Even to the point when they just gave him land where he will be burying his wife, where he will bury his wife died. The Bible says he bowed down. This is the same people that he will later come and inherit that. He bowed down and greeted them. Because when the Bible taught, give honor to whom honor is due, custom to whom custom is due, tribute to whom tribute is due, and all of that is a different thing. It's not worship we're talking about here. I did not know that with that one act, God did multiple circumcisions on all kinds of ministers that came with me. Some of them even challenged their own natural father. Just because somebody, you are now a bishop, does not mean that when you get in the church, you might be my Lord. When you get home, your father that gave birth to you, the law of honor your father and mother still stands. I was so grateful when I stood with Pastor Poju and I hold him in great honor, that man. The day he was honoring and recognizing all the labors, some of the generals like Reverend Miko, and there was a badge of honor presented to him. My hair stood up that day. Because the kingdom we belong to has its own culture. The one we are called out from has its own culture. If you look at the one you are called out from every tribe, every tongue, every nation, you will see some strengths, you see some weaknesses. What we use now to test our culture is kingdom culture. The ones that are not compliant is where we need cultural revolution. Don't come and tell me killing human beings is our culture. Don't come and tell me sleeping with other people's wives is our culture. That's how we used to do it. Then why were you called? Why are you the ecclesia? Why are you a called out people? Why are we giving separation before we are giving commission? You know, we are called to go to the world. But to go to the world, we have to be different from it first. We have to have something superior to market to our people. Because at the end of that circumcision, at the end of that separation, at the end of all that, he now made us kings and priests unto our God so that he can send us back to our people to be instruments of redemption for them. You cannot be practicing witchcraft and be practicing Christianity. You have refused to leave Babylon. Abraham, come out of it. You refuse to leave it. Yet you want to be the one that will redeem it. You can't. Okay, let's come to a question because of my time, so I can begin to get to a close. One of the signs of kingdom nationalism and kingdom mindset is responsibility for your country. There is something Jesus gave you and I, all of us. It's called the Great Commission. And that word commission, you know, is co-mission. It's a corporate word. It simply means corporate mission. What that means is joint mandate, joint responsibility of all the ecclesia. It's our united mandate. It is not for the Pentecostals or for only the evangelicals. It is not for one church. I heard some stories. Brother Mike has shared some with me. I'm looking forward to hearing more of that, of the major move of God that happened in this city of Ibadan when there was such a missionary outburst and God backed it up with his power, where it was not about one denomination. It was different young people from different backgrounds, from different fellowships, from different churches, and the whole city I don't know, there is a name he called it, whether it's taking it back or something like that. The whole city, people divided themselves. They were praying for the city. They were going to different sections. The whole city, within a short while, had a major city shaking experience. I have told myself that I'm going to study this till I understand all the dynamics. And anybody that is part of that move, that is still alive, I want to bring them close. I want to understand how it's done. Because city project is one of the big things in the hand of God. We're driving from the airport, coming for this thing. Human beings everywhere. You get to Lagos, human beings everywhere. You get to Abuja, human beings everywhere. Apart from rural mission, God, one of God's mandate now is city project. City project. But it can't be done by one church. It can't be done by one denomination. It can't be done. It will require us breaking down the boundary and calling for synergy. And then this synergy will be deployed in passion for God's mission, passion for Him, in seeking Him. This synergy will be deployed in prayer. And this synergy will be deployed in outreach. And this synergy will be deployed in disciple making. I don't know the first city to bring it back. Whether it will be Ibadan again. God sent me here with a word. I heard of when you did the citywide prayer project for the state. Next time anything comes close to that, please. I was telling him that I don't ever want to miss it. I wanted to be there. By the time Brother Mike gave me the information, after 2 weeks, the event has finished passing. So that I can study it and experience it and see how we can begin to duplicate this everywhere. Somebody, somewhere has to hear the word of God and be the first to go beyond your boundary, go beyond your denominational boundary, go beyond parochial leadership, go beyond denominational leadership and reach out to other pastors so we can team up and do something that can cause heaven to open up. We have had limited success, our small success here and there. And you know, for our body, the PFN in Ibadan, I really wish we can make, this is our chairman now. God has put him there for all of us. I wish we can make this general conference a mecca for the whole body. If you denominational or church sensibilities is what disturbs you, then we have to come up with another thing we do here every year that is for the whole body. If it means we have to go to the stadium so everybody will feel belonging, if it means that we have to find or somebody has enough space to take all of us and we have to let him give it to us. There is a Nigeria that heaven is calling forth now. The whole Africa is waiting for that emergence. It's the manifestation of the sons of God, but on a united corporate level, but on a new dimension. Africa is waiting for us, and we have been failing the continent. The whole world is waiting for us. The time for Africa has come. Sometimes these false prophets parading everywhere across the continent of Africa, sometimes they're even more united. Who owns the nations? I'm going to ask 3 questions and see if we can answer. Where we stop, we'll continue tomorrow.